English, no cap. Yeah, Rapid English, no cap. Listen, learn, and you'll speak ASAP with Rapid English, no cap.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rapid English No Cap, the podcast where you learn real, everyday English just by listening to us chat.
That's right. I'm Alex.
And I'm Lily, and the whole idea behind this show is super simple. We just talk, like two normal people, about normal things, and you get to listen in, pick up new words, new phrases, and feel more confident with your English every single episode.
Exactly. No boring grammar lessons, no long word lists, just real conversation. And today's topic? Oh, this one is good.
Today, we are talking about how to order coffee like a local, like how to walk into a coffee shop and not feel totally lost.
Yes, because coffee shop language, it's a whole thing. There's so much vocabulary, and if you don't know it, it can feel really overwhelming.
So overwhelming. Okay, so let's just dive in. Alex, let me ask you, what's your go-to coffee order?
Ooh, okay. So my go-to, that means my usual order, the one I always get, is a medium oat milk latte. Every single time.
Okay, oat milk. Very trendy. So for our listeners, oat milk is a type of milk made from oats, not from a cow. It's a really popular alternative right now.
Yeah, and it's everywhere now. Pretty much every coffee shop has it. You could also get almond milk, soy milk, coconut milk. There are so many options.
Right. And this is actually a great first tip for listeners. You can always customize your order. You don't have to just take the default. You can say, can I get that with oat milk instead? Or can I swap the regular milk for almond milk?
Totally. Can I swap is a really useful phrase. It means, can I change one thing for another?
Exactly. So before we get into all the tips and vocabulary, let's actually talk about the most basic question the barista will ask you.
Oh yeah, the classic, is that for here or to go?
Yes, for here or to go. This is probably the most common question you'll hear. For here means you're going to sit down and drink it inside the coffee shop. To go means you want to take it with you in a cup with a lid.
Yeah, and sometimes in the UK they say eat in or take away instead of for here or to go. Same meaning, just different words.
Good point. So the answer is easy. You just say for here, please, or to go, please. That's it. Short and simple.
Always add please. It's such a small word, but it makes you sound so polite and natural.
100%. Okay, so now let's talk about the drinks themselves because there are so many names. Latte, cappuccino, flat white, Americano, and it can be really confusing if you don't know what they mean.
Yeah, let's break it down. So first, espresso. Espresso is the base of most coffee drinks. It's a small, strong shot of coffee, very concentrated, very intense.
Right, and a lot of people mispronounce this one. It's espresso, not espresso. No X. I hear that one a lot.
Oh, that's such a good catch. Yeah, no X. Espresso. Say it with me. Espresso.
Perfect. Okay, so a latte, that's probably the most popular drink, is espresso with a lot of steamed milk. It's creamy, it's smooth, great for beginners.
Yeah, lattes are really mild, not too strong. Then you have a cappuccino, that's also espresso and milk, but it has more foam on top. The texture's lighter and a bit more airy.
And foam, just so our listeners know, foam is that soft, bubbly layer of milk on top of the drink. It's light and fluffy.
Exactly. And then there's the flat white, which is kind of like a latte, but smaller and stronger. It's very popular in Australia and the UK.
Yeah, flat whites are really good if you want something that has a stronger coffee flavor, but still has that creamy milk texture.
Right. And then Americano, that's espresso mixed with hot water. So it's similar to regular drip coffee, but it has that espresso base. It tastes stronger, but it's not as rich as a latte.
Mm-hmm. And if you like cold coffee, cold brew is really popular right now. Cold brew is coffee that was brewed slowly using cold water over many hours, usually overnight. It's smooth and a little sweet, even without adding sugar.
Oh man, cold brew is so good, especially in summer. I had one last week and it was incredible. And it's usually less bitter than regular iced coffee.
Yes, so much smoother. Okay, so now let's talk about sizes, because this is where it gets a little fun, especially at Starbucks.
No, the Starbucks sizes. Okay, so Starbucks has its own sizing system that is completely different from everywhere else. Instead of small, medium, large, they say tall, grande, and venti.
Right, so tall is actually small, which makes no sense, right?
It makes 0 sense. Tall should be big. But no, at Starbucks, tall is the smallest size. Then grande is medium. Grande actually means big in Spanish and Italian, which is also confusing. And venti is large.
Yeah, the Starbucks naming system is a whole thing. But honestly, you can also just say small, medium, or large at Starbucks, and they will understand. Nobody is going to judge you for that.
Yeah, for sure. At most other coffee shops, you'd just say small, medium, or large, or sometimes they have their own names, but they'll usually have pictures or sizes written on a board.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about how to actually place your order. Like, what do you say when you walk up to the counter?
Okay, so a simple and natural way to order is, can I get a, and then your order. For example, can I get a medium latte, please? Super easy, very common.
Mm-hmm. You can also say, I'll have I'll have a large Americano, please. That's also very natural and casual.
Right. And if you're a regular, that means someone who comes to the same coffee shop often, they might already know your order. And they'll say something like, the usual, which means, do you want what you always get?
Oh, that is such a good feeling when that happens. When a barista remembers your order, you feel so seen.
It's the best. It's like, yes, I am a regular here. I belong here. This is my coffee shop.
Okay, so the usual, that phrase means your regular order, the one you always get. You can also use it yourself, like, I'll have my usual, please. So cute.
Love it. Okay, let's talk about customizing your drink a little more. Because this is a big thing in America especially. People have very specific orders.
Very specific. I once heard someone order, and I'm not making this up, a large iced vanilla oat milk latte with 3 pumps of syrup, light ice, and extra foam. I was like, wow, that is a mouthful.
Yeah, some people have very detailed orders. But for beginners, you don't need to do all that. You can keep it simple and then slowly add more customizations as you feel comfortable.
Totally. So some common customizations, you can ask for extra shot, which means an extra shot of espresso if you want more caffeine, or half sweet if you want less sugar, or light ice if you don't want too much ice in a cold drink.
Yeah, and a splash of milk, that's a good one. A splash means just a little bit. So if you're ordering a black coffee and you want just a tiny bit of milk, you say, can I get a splash of milk, please?
Oh, I love that one. A splash. It sounds very casual and natural, like you know exactly what you want.
Exactly. And you can also say room for milk. That means leave some space at the top of the cup so I can add my own milk.
Right. Room for milk or room for cream. That's another really useful phrase. Baristas will totally understand that.
And when you pick up your coffee, a nice thing to say is thank you so much, or just thanks. You can also say have a good one, which means have a good day. It's very casual and friendly.
And here's a great tip for learners. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or ask for clarification. You can always say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Or, "I'm sorry, what does that mean?" People are usually really patient.
That is so important. And honestly, most baristas interact with so many different people every single day. They are very good at understanding different accents, different levels of English. You really don't need to be perfect.
Right. Just be clear, be polite, and be confident. Those 3 things will get you through any coffee shop interaction.
Love that. Clear, polite, confident. Okay, let me ask you one more thing before we wrap up. What's the most confusing thing about coffee shops for someone new to English, do you think?
I think honestly it's the speed. Like baristas talk fast, and when you're in a queue means a line of people waiting, you might feel pressure to order quickly, and that pressure can make you forget everything you wanted to say.
Oh, yes. Queue anxiety is so real. So my tip for this, and this is something I genuinely do, decide your order before you get to the front. Like while you're waiting in the queue, practice in your head. Think about exactly what you're going to say.
Yes, and it's also totally fine to take a second when the barista asks, "What can I get for you?" You can just say, "Just 1 second," or "Give me just a moment." That's perfectly normal. You don't have to rush.
Totally. Nobody is going to be upset that you took 2 extra seconds. Okay, I think we've covered so much today. Should we do a quick recap before we say bye?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, listeners, here are your key phrases and words from today's episode. First, for here or to go. That's the question asking if you'll stay in the coffee shop or take your drink with you.
Can I get This is how you start your order. Easy and natural. Can I get a medium oat milk latte, please?
Third, a splash of milk, just a little bit of milk. Room for milk. Leave space at the top for me to add milk myself.
Fourth, the usual. Your regular order, the one you always get.
And fifth, have a good one. A casual, friendly way to say goodbye. You're going to sound like a total local with that one.
Those are great. And remember, latte, cappuccino, flat white, Americano, cold brew, now you know what they all are. No more guessing at the menu.
Exactly. And if you want to practice, next time you're at a coffee shop, even if it feels a little scary, try saying your whole order in English. Just go for it. You've got this.
Yes, and if you mess up, that's okay too. Mistakes are how you learn. Every time you try, you get a little better. That's really what this podcast is all about.
Aw, I love that. Okay, that's it for today's episode of Rapid English No Cap. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. And come back next time. We have so many fun topics coming up.
Until then, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep going. You're doing amazing. I'm Lily.
Listen,
And I'm
learn,
Alex.
and you'll speak
See you next
ASAP
time.
With
Have a good
Rapid
one.
English, no cap.